Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Thursday, June 23rd. This is Gina McGuire. Over the next couple of days, we will see increases in fire potential, first over the eastern and southern half of Utah as thunderstorms continue today, and these storms will be a mix of wet and dry and mainly tied to the higher terrain. Also, after a breezy day yesterday over western Nevada, winds will be increasing and spreading eastward over the northern half of the state with low relative humidity and wind gusts between 30 and 40 miles per hour. On Friday, ahead of a cold front, these winds shift further east and north into Idaho and the northern half of Utah, where wind gusts may even increase towards 45 miles per hour, again with still low relative humidity. We'll be watching these winds and also in areas that we've seen recent lightning. Over the last 24 hours, all the lightning we've seen has been over the eastern half of Utah and mainly in the higher terrain, and there has been some spotty areas of precipitation. Most areas saw only light amounts. The fire activity yesterday reported was generally small fires reported around the periphery of the Great Basin. The largest new fire reported, was over central Nevada at 100 acres. Over the last 7 days, not including the precipitation we saw yesterday, any rainfall was focused over the northern third of the Great Basin and mainly into the central Idaho mountains. However, any precipitation we saw over the last week was below normal, with very dry conditions over the southern two-thirds of the area. ERCs have been increasing with the very warm and dry conditions we've been experiencing in all areas, and are now above the 70th percentile over the southern half of Utah and increasing closer to the 70th percentile further north. Live fuel moistures have also seen a rapid decrease over the last couple of weeks. The water vapor satellite loop with 500 millibar heights superimposed show this area of low pressure off the northwest coast, which will continue moving eastward and push a cold front through the Great Basin. This area of low pressure is stronger than what we would see this time of year, and hence the winds ahead of it will be enhanced and generally see wind gusts above 30 or 40 miles per hour over the northern half of the Great Basin over the next 2 days. There is still moisture in place over the southern and eastern half of Utah, and this will allow thunderstorms to once again develop today. However, the strong high pressure that brought us record temperatures is now moved well to the east, so our temperatures will be decreasing. However, will still remain above normal today across the Great Basin. As this low moves into central Idaho over the next couple of days, we'll see a rapid cooling trend, especially across Idaho and Wyoming. Again, significant fire potential will remain elevated today, especially across the northern half of Nevada, due to these stronger winds and low relative humidity. However, we will continue to watch the lightning over the southern and eastern half of Utah. However, again, due to the slow-moving nature of the storms, they will be producing some rainfall. If we look at the conditions today, relative humidity on the left, and we see generally single-digit RH over all of Nevada into western Utah, and also these stronger wind gusts over the northern half of Nevada. We'll also see some stronger winds further north into Idaho and Wyoming. However, relative humidity is a little bit higher. Also over southern Utah, wind gusts may not be as strong as what we saw yesterday, but we'll still see wind gusts between 25 and 30 miles per hour at times, along with some lightning. On Friday, this trough off the northwest coast moves into central Idaho, and this will bring some precipitation, some showers and thunderstorms to the central Idaho mountains, and also some wetting rains, along with much cooler temperatures over the northern third of the Great Basin. However, drier conditions persist further south, along with these stronger winds. We will see stronger winds over the eastern side of Idaho into Wyoming and the northern half of Utah. However, fuels are still curing in some of these elevations. Relative humidity will increase over much of the northern third of the Great Basin due to these cooler temperatures and some precipitation, but will remain in the single digits further south. Also, again, these wind gusts will increase on Friday as that front approaches, with the strongest winds over the southeastern side of Idaho into far northern Utah. On Saturday, this low moves well to the northeast, and we see high pressure rebuilding across the Great Basin, bringing much warmer and drier temperatures. We will see significant fire potential decrease in the central Idaho mountains briefly after the rainfall, however will be increasing as temperatures warm. Dry conditions continue across the Great Basin with single-digit RH over the southern half of the area, and winds will be decreasing significantly on Saturday under this high pressure, but will still be somewhat breezy over parts of Wyoming into far eastern Utah. Overall, the forecast amount of precipitation for the next 3 days will be fairly spotty across Utah with any thunderstorms, but again, we will see some wetting rain with some areas seeing over a half inch of rainfall over the central Idaho mountains. Now moving into Sunday into next week, high pressure rebuilds across the Great Basin, bringing much warmer temperatures and dry conditions once again. By Monday, we'll start to see some moisture potentially move into parts of Utah, bringing a return of showers and thunderstorms. However, drier conditions will remain over the northern and western side of the basin. A weak trough of low pressure will move into Idaho. However, still dry weather is expected. There just may be a slight increase in winds. Otherwise, temperatures will remain hot next week and will be increasing to at least 5 to 12 degrees above normal again, especially over the northern and western side of the Great Basin. Once showers and thunderstorms begin across Utah early in the week, they will likely continue at least through midweek, with increasing chances for rainfall, especially over the southern and eastern half of the state. However, the rest of the Great Basin across Idaho and Nevada will likely remain on the drier side. Overall forecast amounts of precipitation. Again, the precipitation over the central Idaho mountains will occur on Friday. However, this precipitation across Utah is mainly with the return of thunderstorms from the early to mid portion of next week. As we move into the first week in July, we will likely still see well above normal temperatures and dry conditions over the northern and western side of the Great Basin, and increasing chances for precipitation across Utah and the Arizona Strip. That concludes our briefing for today. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Thank you for listening.